All right, guys, I'm gonna show you. I got a good idea. It's pretty awesome. I'm gonna make one real quick so you guys can see it. And show you my idea. Thanks for tuning in. There we go. I thought about this the other day, and it's pretty cool. I basically, when you're wood carving, you take a mallet or a wood stick and basically tap it, and or you could just chisel, kind of just chisel by hand, but or you could take a mallet and just kind of tap your chisel to basically carve it, and it's kind of a pain in the butt in my eyes. So I'm going to do something different, and I think it's a little bit more effective. So I just kind of started. My face is still in the process. So here's my dude here. So thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. Give me a second here, and I'll show you my new way of chiseling instead of having a mallet. Can everybody hear me? Hopefully. Can you hear me? Give a thumbs up. Appreciate it. I'm just trying to basically set up here. Hi, everybody. Can everybody hear me? Make a comment, thumbs up, so you let me know you can hear me. Been having a little bit of problems. I'm going to show you my new style of wood carving. Can everybody hear me? I don't want it all muted doing this, so it's a pretty cool way of, I feel it's my new way, a new way of carving. So, has everybody watched my lives before? Hopefully. Comment. I'm making a chisel basically with a slide hit instead of using a mallet to chisel, and I'm making my own chisel. So here's my first one. Works really good. I'll show you. So sharpened it all up. I'm a meat cutter, so I'm pretty good at sharpening stuff. Knives, but really good. Look at that. Boy, that just came right off. Looks pretty good. So I just made my own, but I like the wood one if you're just doing a little bit of wood carving. So this works, but I'm gonna make. All right, you guys there? Sorry. Looks like YouTube might be having a little bit of problems with their connection or something. So, all right, well, let's get down to it, and so you guys can I'm gonna make a new piece of tubing, and then I'll show you. So for that one person that's still with me, I appreciate it. All right, so turn you around here. Got my eyeglasses, and I'm gonna cut it with my grinder, and I'll be cutting it basically the same as this one, just so you know where I'm at. There we go. So I'm gonna make one just like this, but it's gonna be a little different. Instead of the handle, it'll be a little bit different, more of a slide hammer hit. So bear with me. And I'm gonna make it this one here. Make sure you guys can see that. All right. So I'm gonna make this a little bit thinner, so it's not. So basically, you guys can see this here. I'm gonna make it probably about the size of a pencil almost. So it's almost gonna be in half. I'm not gonna make a chisel this wide. I'm gonna make it a little bit thinner. So here we go. This will be my new wood carving tool. It's a slide. I call it basically my slide hammer impact hit. So let's cut this sucker up. So now I kind of tapered it a little bit. Makes it a little bit easier. Hopefully I can make this one a little bit the same. So if you guys are just following, making my homemade wood chisel, but kind of like a slide hammer hit. It'll make more sense when I'm closer to it. So you guys see, don't go nowhere. Kind of making this more of a V, so it goes thinner to wider for a little bit of stableness. That's perfect. So here's the part here. So you see that? So I kind of tapered it a little bit, goes thin and a little bit thicker, And now I'm going to cut off all the way around, basically to the other side. So this will be my new way of chiseling and wood carving. Let's see if I can hold that and then not ruin what I got. Alright, so here it is. This one's going to be super thin. I'm going to make different sizes, but this one will work. I just got to clean up a little bit of this burrs, so basically it don't cut me. Well, that looks good. Didn't cut in on the side, so keep it strong. This is going to be for more intricate work, more fine tuning. So here we go. Give me a second, I can set up. N5BZ, hi. Hello. Thrasa B. Okay, question mark. Yeah. Give me a second and I'm gonna give you guys a little bit. I do all my stuff live, so you have to bear with me. It's not like just set up and just do it. There's different steps to it. So I think I'm going to make a hole in this one, because this is the other leftover part of the handle. I need something to hold that so I can, you know, sharpen it. Right now it's just a piece of tubing, so I need something to hold it, so I'm just using a clamp. So I'm going to drill the hole in it, so it helps hold it, so I can do all my work. So I got a round file, and then I will get the other parts here. Give me a second. Here's my drill. Alright. This will be kind of like my holster. So I'm gonna drill this. You guys can see that. Alright. Sweet. This is an ash tree actually, and it is super strong. This would use wood handles, hammers, anything like that, axes. They use the ash a lot of times. It's really good. It doesn't split, just dries out, and it's really hard. So, all right. Hopefully that'll work. So Yep, won't move. All right, now we got a real fine tooth there. So I'm going to grab my grinder. With a tip on it. If you've seen my last videos, and we're going to sharpen it up. Just basically fine tune it. I'm going to get you guys right in here so you guys can drop the phone. All right, whoopsie, sorry about that. Maybe I can put you guys on this side. You guys give a thumbs up, hearts, 100% cool. I'd appreciate it. And I'm gonna get you in here so you guys can really see what I'm doing. All right, there it is. I don't want to keep you guys too far away. See if we can get this thing. Got to keep just the tip in her. This one's a little thinner. I might have to use my chainsaw sharpening pick because it's so small. Yeah, it is really small. I'm just trying to take that flatness out. But this isn't really the cool part in my eyes. It's the next part that is what makes it unique and different, and what I'm saying, no mallet, no hammer. That's the part that I'm dying to show you. And it truly works. Instead of sitting there taking a hammer and hitting it, I'm going to, I don't know, it's good. A little bit more. So this is going to stay right in the middle and give me my groove. So then, yeah, that's pretty close. A little bit more. This is just basically a stone for Dremel. Hey, where's all the thumbs up? Nobody giving thumbs up? Come on now. I'm going to be doing a wood carving. I'm going to wood carve an actual thumbs up. So that'll be next. All right, so I have this. Yeah, that's about sitting in the groove. Yep, perfect. So I'm going to grind this way. You guys can see that, basically. It's just filing right on top. Nobody's got a thumbs up? Where's the thumbs up? That or it's lagging behind. Nothing. 48 people, nobody wants to give me a thumbs up. At least we're trying. Alrighty. Well, there is one thing I need to do so I can get a better angle this way. I need to slice off this top part because I noticed the last one I made I couldn't get the angle I wanted. So I was like, shoot, I need to cut it off. So let me scoot you over. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna hopefully hold this. I want to cut this back. Nice and easy. That went through. And cut the other side. Broke my cutoff wheel. Whoop, there we go. Nice and hot. All right, so there we go. Got that cut off. So here we go. Now I can drop my angle a little bit more because I was like this. So now I can drop it in. So let's clean it up a little bit. Get more of a better surface. And then this is the part that really makes a difference. So I can always keep cutting back and cutting off, and I can go wider or whatever for sharpening it up. And eventually this will make a gutter because I'm going to rub it. So I can keep the same position. So if I like that position, all I do is just keep cutting. This thing's gonna be sharp. I'm a meat cutter by trade, so I understand the whole how to sharpen, what it takes. So this way it eats wrong at the metal. So when you sharpen this way, it peels off and it bends back and forth. And then I take off that little burr, and that's the sharpest point. We're about there. Then I get to show you the ram setup that is easier than tapping a mallet. You can use it in different hits. And it's all hand, but pretty neat. And I'll tell you where I got the other piece for the ram style. Smooth, it's consistent, and it really, I believe it really works. Alright, I'm getting to the end where it just, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Makes it a little easier for you guys to get it. So, I was shaving this way, now I'm going that way. So it's left a little burr. I don't know if you guys can get in there, see that. Should focus. I don't know if it's going to, but right now there's just a little bit of a bent on the metal, and now I'm going this way, so it's shaving it off. I'm looking at it, and I don't see if you guys, I don't know if you guys can see that part, but all right, so let's finish this thing up so you guys can see it. And if I like this style and I continue, I'm gonna get a harder tubing, like chromoly. That's a really hard steel. It might hold up kind of like stainless steel or knives are made out of. I'll research a little bit for metals that hold up. I know chromoly is really strong. I have. It's super expensive, but it's a very hard and strong tubing. Just about there. I have to straighten it off a little bit. So give it the straightness. Oh, yeah, I'm liking this. I go by sound when I'm sharpening, especially at work and sharpening my knives. You want to hear that nice, smooth, same sound when you're sharpening. It's kind of like a resistance sound and feeling. Once you get that spot, then it's got that perfect feeling. So. Alright, look at that. Alright, so now I'm going to upshave it. I'm going to clean off the bottom side real quick. You can't always shave one side. You have to kind of go the other direction, and then that's when it actually I'm going to leave this on so I can show you. You have to eventually, when you're sharpening anything, it'll have a main cut, but then you have to back cut and clean to get that sharpness. So we're gonna go from there. So you have your top part. This is just I don't know what size grit this is. This is 600, so it's really smooth sandpaper. Try to keep you guys in a good light. Really don't take off much, it just polishes almost. But when you go and undercut it, get that nice clean cut. I'm gonna take my glove off so I can feel it. It's a meat cutter thing. So I need to hit it a little bit more. This is where it makes it really sharp. And then this next section, what I'm dying to show you guys, is really the technique that I'm going for. It's not just make my own chisel, but it's how I'm using my chisel for carving. So I kind of went flat, and then I have just a little bit of a drop. That'll give me my pickup on my wood. So I go down a little bit. Let me feel it. It was so sharp, I was like, holy mackerel. It's about as like sharp as it comes when it comes to meat cutting. That went through the paper. It's like a razor blade, really. That's when you're doing this fine sandpaper, it goes so thin on the metal that it's like, whoo, yeah, that's sharp. And then I usually stroke a couple times on the top, give that Nice polish. See if I can get a nice little round groove here. Once you get it there, it makes it so nice. Oh yeah. Let's see. Ooh. Yeah. Whoa. That's sharp. Then I'm going to do one touch on the top. Just one. That gives it, because you work that metal, usually on a knife, you know, when I'm at work, there's our meat cutter knives, you bend it back and forth, okay, till that top part snaps off. Then that's like the finest edge you can get, and then you just tune it to where it straightens it, so when we swipe it on a steel, kind of like just regular steel. You could use diamond steel, but when you swipe the knife, you're basically taking that edge and you're straightening it out to where it's straight. But when it's crooked, it doesn't want to cut. So that's why when you swipe the knife on a steel, it sharpens it straight. So right now, I was bending it down, and then I shaved it off, and it went up a little bit, and then I just worked it in. So that's basically how it works. And I can feel it. So when you go like this with a knife, you go on the bottom, you can feel a little burr down. That means it's not there. If you guys want to know how to sharpen knives, I can really show you a lot of techniques to sharpening a knife. A lot of people, produce comes over, they do cut fruit, they want their knives sharpened, and you know, everybody comes to me for sharpening. But now I can feel the burr going down. So then I'm gonna shave in once or twice, and then do a little bit of file, and oh yeah. All right, here we go. This is it. Woo-wee. That's sharp. I know other metals will basically hold up sharpness better. This thing is such to a point where it's so sharp. So if everybody wants me to do a knife sharpening live, please comment. Need to know if you guys want that. So I could do a demonstration on that part. Ooh, yeah, there we go. All right, now we're on it. Don't go nowhere. This is the part where I've been waiting. So I made this homemade. Actually, I need to leave this tube in here because I need to pull it off. This was just my holder that I was using. Well, kind of turned a little bit, sorry. This is my holder. This is the tubing that I care about. This is kind of like all goofy, but that's all right. So this is the part. I'm gonna put on my gloves because this has got a little bit of a burr on it. I'll clean that all up, but this sucker is ready to go. And then I'm gonna show you the ram style. It's a slide. You can easy tap for carving, and that's what I'm looking at. So, I mean, I wish I can get in there and show you. Come on. You see all that? Woo. Maybe head on, and you guys can see it. It's pretty sharp, hopefully. All right, give me one sec. Let me pull this thing out so you guys can see it as I stab at my stomach. All right, so this is it. Super, now you can see it. Woo, yeah, nice and sharp. Everybody give thumbs up, appreciate it. And here we go. Here's my whole ram setup. This is where it's like the make or break. All right. So I ain't gonna tell you where I got this from, but this is the part that's the cool part. I just kind of started monkeying around here, guys. Here's my wife says alien face coming out of the tree. I haven't gotten too far on it. It's kind of the structure of the face is not there yet, so it's kind of like weak, and the face isn't too noticeable yet. You kind of have to work into it, but this is the part. Let's get over because of the light. This is the part where I wanted something a little bit easier. I'm gonna bring in kind of close here, but it's a start. All right, so here we go. This is where this tool, okay, slides in. It stops. If I want to do a longer one, I can. So this is where you tap. Instead of sitting here hitting it with a hammer, I could just slide, slide, slide. Okay, so basically, here we go. You guys all ready for this? I could tap real hard or real light. Get my groove, then I break off and come down at it. So basically, I just do a little tap. And it shaves it off. I don't have to tap too hard, or I can. If I want to bust off more, I just hit harder. So this is juniper. I wouldn't say it's like the best way of the best wood for carving, but it works. But this is my slide. I'll back you up so you can actually see my hand and everything. There you go. So this is the slide. Instead of hitting it with a hammer, I just put this in it. It's less work. I don't have to worry about making sure I hit in the same spot. I could just tap slow, and it cuts it off. If I just want a little bit, this thing is sharp. So it worked out good. So I could just tap a little bit, or I could tap harder, but it's effortlessly. I could use 2 fingers and just tap up, and that's basically how it works. So, and I'm gonna make different ones. So I have this one, and then I have my other one here. Let me show you. This is the one I made it with ash, an ash tree. Shamble ash is actually the wood. This is where I grew up. This tree was with me all my life, since I was 13. So I've kept a little bit of wood after my parents moved, and just making some memorabilia, some stuff, from my past. So I have this one. It's a lot wider chisel. So, but this one's going to be finer. So this one's just as sharp. So now I'm just using it with a ram. And I actually have another one of these rams that's lighter. So if I wanted a lot of light work, a lot of thin shaving, it's cut off about right here. So, and it's a lot lighter. But this one's heavier, so it gives a little bit more kick. So then I can actually shave. I could shave in. So look at that. I'm glad I made it a little thinner. So this will be my work. so it drops in. So let's bring it in. Let's do some wood carving. I'm working, I got my look, and then I want to draw it in really, really good, but little at a time. That's just how I do it. So let's take my new ram carving tool that I made and bring it in. It works out really good. Then I just smack and cuts it off. Man, that thing's nice. Digs right in. Easy to work with. Instead of using a big old mallet and tapping it, I just go and just slide right in. So yeah, I can go buy all the different sizes and have all the chisels, but I'd rather make them. It's more satisfying and more enjoyable, and it's like I carved it in, I chiseled, made all my darn chisels. So right now I'm just kind of bringing it in, making the face more noticeable the more you go in. My thought is bringing out the face before I really start doing any major work to here. I want to bring it in on the sides and get my look. So we're going to do a cross grain here. I think it's pretty sharp. So the slide hit, slide hammer, chisel, for me, works. Other people will be like, nah, but that's their preference, whatever they've been using. But this one, it's not so much effort to chisel it out. So that's what I look at. And it's sharp. I can continue sharpening it. I don't know if other metals will, obviously they will. Other metals will end up working a little better. But for keeping sharp, and I'll transfer over to him. Working on his forehead. But what better way to carve something with homemade wood chisel carving tools in your own way. Look at that, just eating it up. And I can go to the other one if I didn't have a handle on it, but it's got a nice kick to it. That's what I like. I've noticed with wood carving, you gotta really take each layer at a time and get it, because once that wood's gone, it's gone. So if you're just starting out, get the image in your head, or have a drawing or an outline, put it on the wood so you have an outline of it, and just work the outline and draw it all in, and then start carving the middle to bring out what you're creating. That's how I do it. So, because if I go and mess with all this stuff in the middle, but I don't have this area, I don't know how far to go in or how deep, because I got to work the outer first. So that's why I do it that way. So here's his eyebrows, and I can push if I want to push. I can push. I can hold it. So I just put my fingers on it, and then just just dig in. So it's definitely sharp. So here's the top of the eyebrows. I'm gonna knock out some of this wood shaving, bring out his eyebrows. So, and I really love the there you go. There's the actual shaving part. So I think it's got a really good angle to give that real sharpness to it. And I can always go down, cut this back, and have more. So I might start with a longer piece of tubing. So if I wanted, I could shave this thing down for a long time. And all I gotta do is do a couple strokes on this. Just shave it this way, and then just do a couple buffs on the back if you're here for that, and shave it. And then it comes back to sharp, but it should stay sharp unless I hit some rocks or something, but I'm not by the roots. No roots. Look at that. I'm totally happy with it. You see how this side, maybe it's a little bit harder to see, but this side, it starts to get more prominent. It's definitely hard to see, but you could see at the top of his eyebrow here, I've shaved out more than the other side. So you can see more, it's more prominent. This one's not so noticeable. So the more you shave in, you can see it. So I don't know if you guys can see that part, but that's where I'm at. So this is my new slide tool for shaving. So I'm loving it. It's like a kid in a candy store. It's like, yeah, that works. Nice and clean. No effort to carve. Super easy. Just 2 fingers and just tap, tap, tap. If I want to hit it real hard, I can, but I don't need to. If I'm taking off a lot, I can. There's some good hits. There, look at that. Almost looks like if I go across here, it'd be like a battle wound, where you just got a whole knife to his face, but I'm not there yet. But if I want to knock off some wood, I can. You just tap a little harder. See how deep I just went? That's pretty deep. You can just cut it right out. And I can knock it over. And then just upside down, shave it all off. One thing I like about live is it's definitely not staged. You see me make it, and that's where it's kind of a true video. But I knew what I was gonna make before I did it. But so there we go. Look at that, starting to get in there. I'm gonna do more prominent down here. Just really start to draw the face out, but I gotta be happy with this outer part first before I really start working the inside. I gotta be happy with the outside. That's how I'm doing it. probably the hardest hit I've done on it. So 1 to 10 of my new tool, I would say I'd give it a 9. It's doing the job. It's better than hitting it on the side, but my new, I mean, it's basic. It's just a tube. Cut it off, get your angle, sharpen the tip. I don't know how with this piece of tubing. I can't remember where I got it, but this here is a big key. So oak, here we go. Questions. Oak, I'm grinding to do some carving on great tool. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's pretty simple. You can watch the beginning. All right, I'll tell you the trick. So this tool that I got is it kind of cool? This tool, I bet you can order this. Does anybody know what this is? Can you guess? Guess what this is from? I know you can order this. I'm pretty sure. Does anybody know what this is? Big guess. Kinda. It's to a weight set. So when you pull this pin and you go to the, no bike. When you go and you want more weights, then you slide the pin in. So I'm gonna show you a seat that was part of it. It's like the, oh, he says, hang on one sec. Was trying to figure out where that other one went. Here we go. Maybe this will ring a bell. It's full of sawdust. All right, so here we go. So the part is right here. All right, so anybody seen one wing part? You slide, you put your hands on it and you slide up and down. It's basically one of those stand up. You sit down and then it has a back and then all your weights are up on top and you grab the bar and you pull down, it has a bunch of cables and it lifts the weights up. Tell me what that is, guys. That's the part off the weight rack. So, and I think, actually, you know what? I was trying to remember. I said, you know what? I'm going to use this sooner or later. This isn't it. So, this part was probably a slide that holds the apart. There's a bunch of these. So, hang on a sec. Let me show you another one real quick. I have another one. Oop, here it is. Yeah. So here's a smaller one. And I'm actually going to use this for carving also. So here you go. This is a smaller one. It's just a pin. So I know you can order these because if you pull the pin out, you lose it. So these pins, I think might be on springs, and you pull them out and then you slide it and then it locks it in. So it's on weight sets. So kind of like the Bowflex might have them. But if you go and look up these pieces, I ended up grabbing a bunch of them. So this one's a bigger one. And I think this one slid into the weights. So when you pick it up and then drop it back down and then you pull it out, you add more weights, go down in 75 pounds. So this is where they came from. So people throw weight sets all the time. So if you see one of those it's like electric weights where the resistance, you pull on them. This is where these came from. So people have them sitting there and can't get rid of weight sets. So this is where I got it. So I've got wheels, and I'm actually, one of the reasons why I grabbed this is because see those wheels? They're kind of like rollerblade wheels. So this actually, I'm giving you guys a little heads up. This actually this whole seat, I'm actually going to take these off, and I'm actually going to use this rail, and there's plenty of room. So there's the underneath side, so you guys can see it. So I'm actually going to put a rail here and actually use this to mount my chainsaw, and it can roll up and down. It'll roll up and down a guide, so then I can strap my chainsaw to it and it can roll, and then I can adjust the log up or down, and then I can do my slabs of I could do my slabs of wood. So I think I got some here. So here's my this goes for my big chainsaw. So this is one of the projects I'll do live. I kind of gave you guys a little heads up. So this is a jig for my chainsaw. It holds in it, and they're not expensive. This jig, it could slide out, I don't know, 30 something, 38-inch bar, 42-inch bar. So this jig, I put my chainsaw in, and then that seat I'm gonna have on a roller, and then I'll make an adjustment for up and down on the log, so the log will be able to go up and down evenly on both sides. And then that piece there will be on a guide, almost like a train track, because the train track's a little bit wider, so it'll be able to go in there, and these wheels roll real easy. So then I'll be able to slide all the way down to the log and slide all the way back. So that's where I'm gonna end up using that. That was my idea for that. So I took apart this weight set, and I got these pins, and I just weighted. It's got cables and everything, so I'll be able to just slide across, not have to worry about anything. And that will be a project down the road. I don't know if I'm gonna use wood as the guide, because wood kind of warps a little bit. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I'll find a metal beam that I can stretch out. I make it as long as I want. It'll be super cheap, just a beam, and then all I need is 2 stands that can pinch the log and slide up and down real easy. So that'll be a project in the future that I'm gonna do on the slide that will go for this chainsaw, and I'll show you the chainsaw. I feel that it's perfect for doing lumber. This thing is this is my first big chainsaw, so I'm all proud of it, but that chainsaw is a 500i. Some people are like, yeah, it's this and that, you know. Everybody's got a preference. This sucker is one bad mamma jamma. 500i, fuel injected, electronically adjusted, so if the filter gets dirty, it will self-adjust and give it more fuel to run perfect. It's got a decompression button up on top. The thing is always ran perfect. I've had it for well over a year, cut about 10 quarters of wood with it, and it's really done it for me. I know there's other people out there, and I truly get what they're saying, like Buck and Billy. He has said, you know, there's a harmony, there's a feeling when you're triggering and you're cutting. It's got that good rev up and down. It just feels right, and it's smooth. This has a little bit drawback of when, like, Buck and Billy was sitting there cutting up some limbs, and zoom, he's going across and cutting them all up. His RPMs go up, and then it comes back down real fast. It's just, this one revs up, and it doesn't drop quick, but it's got power. I mean, it's definitely, it's a good 10-star chainsaw, but what he's used to for all the years, it totally makes sense what he's saying. But yeah, super nice saw. when I started up, and I let other people try it out. Boy, it's got so much RPMs, and it's just, I got a bark box on it, and it just, it hurts my ears. The first 2 days I was using it, my ears weren't used to it. I'm gotta wear earmuffs now, or earplugs, but the bark exhaust on it it's loud. You'll make your neighbors mad, especially if you live in town, but definitely pretty cool. What's really neat is when you put a modification on a chainsaw, okay, carbureted, you know, it's like, I think it has more. Well, this thing, when I took off the old exhaust and put on the new one, all right, when I started it up, I didn't feel it. You can't feel how much horsepower difference. The reason why is because it takes like 3 cuts to actually, you go 1 cut, okay, and you're going through the log after I put the new exhaust on it, and then I'm going to the second one. When I got to the third one, that's when the electronically computerized adjust the fuel. And when I hit this third log, right in the middle of the log, the power jumped up like you wouldn't believe, and I went, holy mackerel. That was like an instant. So usually you just kind of go and you feel it, and it's like, oh, I think it's better. No, this one right in the middle of your power band, and you're cutting, and then all of a sudden it goes, whoa, and it just picks up, and I'm like, wow, there's the difference in the stock and the aftermarket bark box. And that's where I was like, wow, what a perfect example of how much more power. It was like night and day. So maybe I'll do a video on that too if you want to see it, because it is I would like to see the difference. I still have the old one. I could put it on, run some logs through it, and then once it adjusts to it, it'll run. And then I'll take it off and do another one. I'll probably do it live, and so you can actually see it. And it is extremely crazy. Hopefully you can hear the different sound, and that's really kick butt. So just the saw just isn't cheap. That's the only downfall. Steel has always been, you know, totally highly of their saws, and this one is a couple thousand. So, which it really pays off if you do a lot of cutting. It makes it super easy. It's a little bit of heavier saw, but when you're cutting big logs, you know, 20 inches more, you let the saw just sit on that log, and you don't have to hold the saw. It's for long, big, huge, or cut planks, and that's what I'm going to do shortly. But I appreciate you guys all joining in, and I appreciate you listening, and I hope you guys really like the carving tool. That was, if people are still jumping on, I'll do a little real quick one, and then I gotta go eat. But if you're just jumping on, this is what you guys jumped on for. This is my tool. It's a slide. Instead of using a mallet to do your chisel, I made my homemade chisel out of tubing. And so here, so you guys can see just a smidge. You guys are still here, so. And this is basically sharpened by meat cutter. That's me. And here's the tool. Just a nice slide, and it just works like a charm. Some people say, I just stick to my regular chisels. No, that's fine too. But it's whatever you get used to. But totally nice. Chisels, really good. I'm using 2 fingers effortlessly. And look at that. Blash. Hand one. And I'll be making. Please follow. See you next time. Thank you. Peace out. Take it easy. Make sure you subscribe for the next live.